Have you ever wondered how your shoulders should move during the golf swing? Clearly a couple of my viewers have, because I've asked about how the shoulder turn should work in both the backswing and the downswing. So I'll explain that for you today. Hi, my name's Peter Knight. I've created this golf channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you become the best golfer you can be. And to make sure that you don't miss any of the videos or to have a look at the backlog, hit the subscribe button here to make sure that you don't miss them. As well as that, there's a grey notification icon, and if you hit that as well, then you'll also be notified each week of when the videos come out. So let's have a chat today about how the shoulders move in the golf swing. When we turn back and through, it looks like the shoulders move all over the place. In actual fact, your shoulders turn pretty much square to your spine. So this shirt here is perfect because it's got a nice vertical line on it. And if I'm standing completely upright and rotate away from my target and toward my target, keeping my spine vertical, then my shoulders are going to move in a horizontal plane. That's easy. Bit different when we tilt forward to the golf ball, because when I tilt forward to the golf ball and turn back and through, my body is moving around quite differently. So when I swing the club to the top of my swing, my body is tilting to the left, tilted forward, and rotated. So there's the top of my backswing. So my body is moving what looks to be a seamless rotation. It's actually moving in a number of different ways. When the club swings back to the ball, from the top of the swing, so we said my body's leaning this way, as I swing down to impact, my body is now bending the other way. And it's leaning forward a little bit, and it's rotated. So there's my impact position. So again, it's quite different. So let's have a look and see how those movements actually work during the golf swing to give us that nice planar look. So when I swing the club back, one way to look at it, particularly from the down the line view there, is that as I swing back to the top of the swing, my shoulders still appear to be pretty much at right angles to my spine. Now, one of the things that changes that is generally a change in posture. So as my club goes back, if my upper body lifts up, whether that's through just not knowing the correct movement, or not being able to create the correct movement, then my shoulder turn or my shoulder line or plane is going to look very, very flat. That's extremely common. So when you're swinging the club back, turn back to the top of the swing and check to see if your shoulders are pretty much at right angles to your spine when you get to the top of the swing. From there, it's a little bit different. As the club swings down, now my hips are moving forward a little bit and rotating. So, excuse me turning my back to the camera, but from the top of the swing, as I start my downswing, my hips are moving forward, and if you look at the line, again, look at the line on my shirt, it's changing its angle as I swing down. So now, if that angle's changing, it's going to affect what my shoulders do. So my shoulder turn in the backswing, if we look from down the line, appears to work one way. As my hips turn and slide, it changes the tilt of my shoulders because my spine's moved. So my spine's in a different orientation now. That's how the swing works. Pretty hard to monitor. So let's make it a little bit simpler. When I set myself up, if I imagine a line running from the ball through my shoulder, then as I turn back, my shoulder should appear to track, my right shoulder should appear to track pretty much on that same line. As I swing down, my right shoulder appears to track pretty much down on that same line there. So as I go back, my shoulder movement isn't going to rotate. One little point though, because this is really quite common in a golf swing, is that a player, if they start the downswing with the upper body, the shoulder turn in the downswing is way too flat. And that's probably where a lot of the questions come from about how do my shoulders turn. So from the top of the swing, if my hips are moving correctly, my shoulders appear to turn much more steeply in the downswing than what they do in the backswing. Hope that explanation's not too complex, but the movement with the shoulders, if we just think it's going to stay pretty much at right angles to my shoulders, to my spine, and then as I go back and through, because I've got some movement through my hips, that's going to change that orientation. It's not going to change the orientation of my shoulders to my spine, but it will change the look of how my shoulders are working. So next time you record your swing, have a look at it from the perspective of the checkpoints that I've outlined there, and that should make a little bit more sense. And then you'll find once your shoulders move correctly, that'll guide your arms, which then guide your club, and you're definitely going to hit better shots, certainly straighter shots. You'll have a lot more control of the swing path.